All right, welcome. This is an experiment, episode 11. The plot thickens. Before I do my brain dump, I switched some of this stuff up a little bit. Imaginary audience that doesn't exist until sometime in the near future or distant future. Hard to say. I don't know what's happening with this. After what happened with the last time I looked at all of this stuff, um, uh, the last time I looked at all this stuff, I saw like no views shown, but then it showed that there was a view or something like that, and some like weird bizarro shit. Um, and so I'm gonna start checking this stuff, and I don't like it's apparently there was a view on episode 10. uh and the only thing that I can think is that it was like some weird, like, it said that someone viewed it. It shows the duration was 1 second. So the only thing that I can assume is that, I mean, and again, at this point, I'm just kind of like making assumptions because I have no actual like data to really figure out what's going on. Um, but it would appear that I got my first view. It said it was at between 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., which was after I posted the well, or it was like right, almost like right when I posted episode 10. So I can only imagine that it was when I was like clicking through stuff or whatever, somehow, when I was like switching accounts or something like that, it became like it logged it from a different Gmail. So to offset that, I ended up deciding that I'm going to run this strictly off of my Safari web browser, so that my personal Gmail that I use on Google Chrome for like business and all of that stuff stays independent than from the Gmail account that I use to run the This Is the Experiment YouTube channel. To try to avoid, or at least rule out, crosstalk, where it's like it checks a view even though it's simply my own account, like skipping in. So really, I don't know if anyone's actually seen any of this, but if they have, they haven't actually watched any of it yet, um, or so it would seem. But there is, because in last time, what I saw was like in the analytics, it showed that there were no views, but in like the the box or whatever that shows the content or something, it shows that there was a view or something like that. Um, and so I don't know what's up with that, honestly, or how all that stuff kind of like plays out. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Well, it shows that, I mean, there've been some pings, I guess, but um oh, and then there's this really weird thing. I don't know how to zoom in, but it says like it just says, I don't understand it. It just says fuck. Because there's like traffic source, YouTube. Let me see. Hold on, let me screen share this. It's freaking wild. Hold on. Let me get in here and see if I can get this done, screen shared right. Because it really is freaking like boggling my mind, uh, what's going on here. Why is it showing Google? I don't know. Apparently, I don't know how to use this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it won't let me do this, I guess. Um, oh, here we go. That's why I have to do this thing. Safari. So in these analytics right here, it says traffic source, YouTube search, total, one view, and that view came from fuck. I don't know. Did someone like did someone do a search for the word fuck and then my video popped up? Is that what that means? I don't know. I don't know how Google Analytics work. And I would ask somebody to explain, or YouTube Analytics, I would ask somebody to explain how this works, but then it would screw up the because the whole thing is I can't tell anybody about this channel. Even though it's published publicly, I can't tell anybody about it because that's the whole point of the experiment, is to see how it evolves naturally and organically. So I don't know. So if somebody ever comes back and watches this video and you want to drop in the comments what the fuck this actually means, by all means, feel free to do so. But yeah, all of these, no views except for episode 10. There's one view. Watch time, 0. But I also don't understand why it says 100%. Average view duration is 1 second. Or maybe that's 1 minute. Maybe it's 1 minute. I don't know. Impression click-through rate. Well, so if there were 5 people that it made an impression on, one person saw it and they watched it for 1 minute. That's my best guess at what's going on here. Or maybe it was 1 second. Maybe it was 1 second. I feel they wouldn't track seconds, would they? Would they? I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. So I might have to find some way to low key get someone to explain this stuff to me without telling them. How do you? That's like those posts. Like, tell me that you run a YouTube channel without telling me that you run a YouTube channel. Can you explain YouTube analytics for me? It's a whole thing. I don't know why I'm like fixing my hair and no one's watching it. Maybe they will in the future. I don't what this like little thing. It's just like it bugs me. Just like wanted to like stop. Though it doesn't matter. So yeah, my hair's a freaking mess today. Gosh, what is up with me? I stopped caring about my hair apparently. My whole world is falling apart. No, it's not. I'm doing just fine. I know that's a funny thing to joke about, considering yesterday I made a joke about how somebody may watch these episodes and think that my world is crumbling, when actually it's not. It's quite the opposite. Things are coming together. It's a really interesting thing, is it's like the feeling that you get when everything is falling apart vaguely resembles the feeling that you get when everything is coming together. And it's a really interesting it's a really interesting dynamic, just in and of itself. But now I'm going to start talking about myself now that I wasted so much time about the or the YouTube analytics. I mean, that's not really the point. Why did it get all blurry? Ugh. Come on, camera. Come on. You're better than that. Logic capture not responding. Okay, well, I'm going to close you. What am I doing anymore? That's the glory of this, is that it's not for people to, I mean, it is kind of like entertainment in a certain sense, but it's like, I don't care what people think about this right now, or maybe even in the future. I don't know. Like, that's the glory of this, is that it can be this thing that takes on a life of its own, really. Hard to say what's going to happen with this. But the point of this isn't to create something that people want to watch. That's not what my goal is. It's not to create something that people want to watch. Um, will people watch it? Maybe. If they start watching it, will they keep watching it? If they start watching an episode, will they watch the whole thing? I don't know. Let's see what's going on in David's life today, I guess. I don't know. It could be a thing, maybe, or it could just be narcissism. Hey, world, watch the David show. It's going to be really fun. Seriously, though. I applied to go back to college today. I know I alluded to it yesterday that I was thinking about it today. Well, I filed an application, sent in my transcripts, filed for FAFSA, and well, I guess maybe I'm going back to college. I don't know. We'll see. I have to get my high school transcript too. You know how weird it is thinking about having to get your high school transcript almost what 13 years after graduating high school? No longer than that. Oh, I was what, how long is it? It's been 15 years. I graduated high school in 2006. It is now 2021. So it's been 15 years since I graduated high school. I'm trying to get my high school diploma, get my transcript sent out. Why am I doing it? I don't really know. I do know. Just to say that I did it. Just to say that I fucking got a sheet of paper. Why do I need it? I don't know. Do I want it because society says that I should have it? Not really. I want it. I want that little sheet of paper. Just say that I did it. I finished, kind of. I got some sort of degree. I got an associate's. I mean, it's not a 4-year degree, but it's not nothing. It says I went to college, I took some classes, I passed. You know, as I think about this, I think one of my biggest setbacks in school in general was the all or nothing mentality. The I have to get A's, and if I don't get A's, I'm a failure. That an A is like the standard. Anything less than that isn't good enough. I don't know why. Because honestly, like graduating with, a 2.5 is more accomplishment than not graduating at all. Sure, it's cool to be like, yeah, I got a 3.8 or a 4.0 or whatever, but it's like, you graduate, and as I think about it, I had a really bad mindset around academia in general. How all that shit works. If I can take 8 more classes, and get a sheet of paper that says I graduated from a 2-year college, I'd say that's an accomplishment. Went, showed up, did the work. Here's a little piece of paper that said so. Why is it necessary? At this point, it's not. I don't give a fuck. other than to say I did it. Because I gave up enough times. I gave up enough times to like, now I kind of want to do it just to prove that I can. Not because I care about school. I mean, that sounds stupid. I mean, it might sound stupid to some people. It's like, why do you feel like you need to do it? I won't close the loop. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun. Might meet some people. Social activity, right? Who knows? I might meet some hottie. Why not? Who knows? I could find my future wife going back to school. You never know. My dream girl is in composition 2. Get us together Thursday and Friday at 12 o'clock. I don't know. Is that how college works? Something like that. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to go back. Maybe I'm going to go back. I applied. I put my shit in. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to go or not. But I figured, I got a week or so to figure. No, I've got until the end of the month to figure it out. The last day to apply is the 13th. Today's the the 9th. Get my application in, get all my shit submitted so that I can think about it. And if I decide, you know what, I do want to take a class or two or, a million or whatever, I don't know. World's your oyster. What do you want to do with it? Eat it, I guess. Is that what you do with oysters? I'm not a seafood person. So that's where I'm at with that. I feel like I'm starting to wrap my mind around this productivity stuff more and more and how I have to think about things to get things done. What I'm realizing is that for me, I have to like break things down to like like almost very small kind of like tasks for planning like what I'm gonna do and when I'm gonna do it. Simply saying complete work for XYZ is not enough. It's like, okay, so for example, complete offer creation for consultant, right? Okay, so what do I have to do for that? Well, there's like 11 video modules. Okay, so what do I have to do for that? So I have to watch the video module and do whatever work is attached to the video module. Okay, so now I have to budget out specific amount of time for each video module. Because if I say work on the work, if I say work on this, right, and I don't give myself any sort of time constraint, then I'll take forever to do it. It's like, how long can I do? How much time can I spend doing this? Instead of being like, I'm going to work on this part of it for this amount of time. And then I'm going to move on to the next part of it, right? If I have 11 modules to go through and little bits of work to do for each of the modules, instead of blocking out 2 hours to work on it, I'm going to say I'm going to spend half an hour on the first module, half an hour on the second module, half an hour on the third module, and a half hour on the fourth module. Because that gives me like marker points of what I can do and when I can do it. So I'm starting to settle into that vibe. I'm getting more clarity and confidence around this, mirror offer. And I feel good today. I feel like I'm more in control. I'm more stable. I'm more solid. Um, I'm more grounded, and I'd have clarity and less overwhelm. And I attribute that partially, I think, getting that brain dump out yesterday for like an hour. because I hadn't done it the day before. Ugh. Didn't realize how much that was eating away at me. Um, and it was nice. So I'm in a really nice spot here. And I think like honestly, even last night when I acknowledged the fact that I don't give myself enough credit for maintaining my own sanity, like that was something. That wasn't for nothing. Um cuz I don't give myself enough credit for that. The every time that I, think, well, maybe I could have a drink. I can't. I mean, I can, but I won't. Maybe I could, have a just one cigarette. Won't hurt anything. Yes, it will. Maybe I'll just not get 8 hours of sleep tonight. It's just one day. No, it's not. It's the stuff that I have to do. It's like operating on my own. It really is operating on my own timeline and just accepting that it's okay and giving myself permission to do it. Um, Not just giving myself permission, but really just kind of sending out a figurative fuck you to all of the people that say this is the way that you're supposed to do things. And if you don't do it, you're not going to win. You're not going to succeed. You're going to fail. And it's like, bro, you're taking life way too seriously. That's how you play big. Okay, cool. Whatever. Like that. I mean, that's your thing. I've talked about this before, and I'm gonna bring it up again. This idea of legacy, right? What is your legacy? Well, you can try to build it, or you can live your life and let your legacy build itself. Legacy can be your friend or your enemy. I've had this existential crisis, not crisis, kind of, well, yeah, I don't know exactly what you'd call it. But this idea, you know, we are spiritual beings having a human experience here on this earth, right? And some would say that the goal or the desire is to, uh, I believe samsara is the Hindu or Buddhist word for escaping the cycle of rebirth, which is basically your spirit constantly being reborn in this, existence, this experience. Um, and if you want to escape that, you have to release attachment to the earth. All of the things that are holding you here in this space, in this plane, in this reality, in this third dimension. You have to give up your attachment to the third dimension in order to escape it, which makes sense. It does. Um, and one of the things that I think about is this like, the more, like, by trying to be like, this is how I want to be immortalized on planet Earth, right? Becoming immortal. You think about people that became immortal, like Marcus Aurelius, never die. Caesar, Napoleon, Hitler, people that will never die, like completely. Their body may have died, but that person lives on long after the body has died, right? That's immortalization, right? How do we become immortal? What do we leave behind that keeps our legacy alive? What do we want to be remembered for? Well, what if you don't want to be remembered? What if you want, like, you immortalize yourself on this planet and then you're tied to it forever? Think about that. Like, as long as you are identified in this experience, your spirit's going to be here. You know? I mean, hell, I feel like my forehead is really shiny right now. Hold on. I'm going to do a light thing. It was too bright. Glasses are like, how do you immortalize yourself? You create a legacy that outlives your body. But then don't you get attached to the earth? Don't you get attached to this plane? Doesn't your spirit end up getting trapped in this jail that is planet Earth? Well, I don't know. I don't know how that shit works, honestly. But if I was a betting man, which I'm not, if I was, I would wager that building out a legacy for yourself, it keeps you anchored to it, to this planet, and you'll never be able to escape, whether you like it or not. That's the allure of the world, right? Recognition, authority, ego. To be one of the haves and not the have-nots. You know, there's something that someone said recently that stuck out to me. That's this idea of fuck you money, right? F you money, fuck you money. And what I think, what my interpretation of that was, I have so much money, I can, say fuck off to anyone and it doesn't fucking matter. I have so much money, I can just, like, fuck you. What? Fuck off. Like, I have money, you don't. Bye. And it's like, like, to me, it doesn't add up. It doesn't calculate. Like, if you get to the point where you have so much money that you have a disregard for other people, you stop caring about other people, their feelings, you just tell them to fuck off. I don't know, man. Something about that just doesn't vibe with me. Some people may, some people would say it's a money mindset issue. I don't think so. I don't think it's a money mindset issue. Uh, there's having money, and then there's having money being a source of power, which ultimately it is. Those with the most money have the greatest amount of power for, like, whatever reason. So, um, when you redistribute the money, when you redistribute the wealth, you redistribute the power. So the question is, what's the end goal? Are you trying to help people, or are you trying to help yourself build a legacy? I opt for helping people. There's that line. I think Sylvester Stallone said something like, I think it was Sylvester. I don't remember who it was, but it was like, they say it's lonely at the top, but it's lonely at the bottom too. So at least be lonely and have money, or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something to that effect. It's lonely at the top, but it's also lonely at the bottom. But, like, you can sit right in the middle. That is possible. It is possible. I hate this thing that, like, entrepreneurship is like, there's two sides to this that I can see. One is, because what I'm talking about is this idea that anybody can start their own business and become an entrepreneur and become filthy rich. Anybody can do it. That's not true. Not everybody can do it. In fact, some people absolutely should not try to do it, or at least with where they're at in their progression through life. For example, me 10 years ago, absolutely not, would not have made it. Nope, absolutely not. Was it a mindset thing? Well, I would argue that it was a mental illness thing. It's one thing that people don't seem to understand. Maybe I just need to talk about it more. I think this is prompting me to talk about it more. There's, it's easy to neglect those people. All right, I brain dumped. I have to get to work and do work and get shit done, so that I can go make money to help people, and not tell people to go fuck off. All right, bye.